I have some opinions on plastic surgery. I had my nose done when I was 15, also got my chin done, implanted it right there. Just fit, boom. I don't know if it expires. I don't know, but it's in there. Then I got my nose done. They didn't have to break it, it just reshaped. But here's the thing. Regardless of my age, 15, I might have wanted a nose job at some point, you know? I had just a larger nose. I might put a picture in here somewhere, but it was bigger. It looked like my grandpa's nose. You know, it was very much genetic, very much born with it. My mom had a nose job, my grandma had a nose job, my aunt had a nose job. So I think it was swinging from both sides. You know, I was gonna have a big nose and recessed chin regardless. So it's just the cards I was dealt. Might have dealt with it at some point, but I got it done when I was 15. I also got my boobs done when I was 19. So that was a little bit more on my terms. It was very last minute. I had lost a bit of weight to do a bikini competition and I felt very much not myself. I didn't feel feminine, I didn't feel good. So that's a thing. It was gender affirming care. Not to be political about it, but as a woman, I have received gender affirming care by getting some new boobies. They are, I think, C's, I had A's. So, you know, it's a bit of a step, but it wasn't anything too crazy. Now, here's my main point. My review, my idea is about the whole thing is that there's no such thing as perfection. So regardless of if you want, you know, the perfect nose, the perfect body, the perfect this, that, or the other, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It could be very close to perfect. That could be a great surgeon, but it's not going to be perfect. Chances are you will come out flawed in just a different way. My nose is misshapen. It is collapsed on one side and it doesn't look as perfect as it did when it was my actual nose. My boobs have scars. They don't feel like real boobs because I was too young to get silicone, which supposedly feels more like a real boob. I have saline implants, so they feel a little bit more like water balloons. I haven't been told that, I just, you know, from my own. And so I don't know what we're really working for here. If it's to look at yourself in the mirror, if it's to fit in clothes better, if it's to love yourself more, I think it's amazing. I think that's totally fine. I think if you're gonna feel good about it, if you're a grown up, if you're a mature adult, I think that there's a way to still love yourself while also changing yourself. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to be different than how you were born. But I'm telling you, it might not feel how you want it to feel. It might not be perfect. It might not be as good as your original form. Another point I want to make is that things are trending. Things are trendy in general. Little noses trend, bigger noses trend, certain facial features trend, top models like supermodels, they very much so create the landscape of what's going to be trending in what's beautiful. But my idea is that beauty is so in the eye of the beholder. Not one person feels the same way about beauty as the other. So regardless, it literally doesn't matter. Like, I really do wish I had my natural bigger nose. I do. I would feel a lot more proud of it. Like I feel ashamed. Like I tried to erase something of myself. And it's still, I've been told, a big nose. So I went from a big nose to a less big nose, you know? And if I wanted to go get it revised, I'd have to go for another surgery. That's just a pain in my ass. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna have a crooked nose the rest of my life. I might have these boobs for the rest of my life. I don't know. They expire in 10 years. It's been 10 years. I'm 30. I got them when I was 19. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. But I desperately wish I didn't have to worry about it. I wish I didn't have scars. I wish I had just my natural self. I wish I could see what I'd look like with my natural boobs now at 30. Wish I could see what I'd look like with my natural face at 30. There's just things I missed out on because I was chasing an idea, or maybe my parents were chasing an idea, whatever the case may be. So my short opinion is it doesn't really matter as long as you love yourself. That's literally it. So the version of you today that might want that new nose or new boobs might not be the same version of you when you're 30. You know, we evolve, we change. So I would just say sit on it, think about it for years maybe. Really, really think about it. Save up the money. Think about that. Think about how much money that somebody else, either it's yourself or sponsor, whomever is going to give you this money to get the surgery. That money is could go so many other places. So I don't know. I kind of think it's a waste, but that's just my short opinion on it.